You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right, you guys. So salute everybody tapping on in. Appreciate all y'all that's gonna join the stream, man. And let's get into this video, man. I mean, damn, everybody's back on the Nancy Grace train after what she did to Carmelo Anthony. I don't understand that, but still, Tatum, he's out of here, bro, and he may get sued, bro. The word is they're talking about a lawsuit towards Officer Brandon Tatum, former officer, I should say, Brandon Tatum. And this is what happens when you try to get involved in cases and you don't have the factual information and you're not privy. This is why I told you guys. Somebody came here earlier and said, oh, Ticket, but a judge would know. Judge, none of these people know. They're not privy to the internal information. If let me tell y'all something. It's a sealed investigation. If Brandon Tatum was given any information on a sealed investigation, the whole department would be arrested and should be arrested for corruption. As a matter of fact, that whole department should be investigated to see if anybody was leaking information to Officer Brandon Tatum about this case, because there's no way in hell Brandon Tatum is supposed to even. This is why I told y'all the other day when he said that, oh, I talked to all of them. They were all friends and all this. How the hell do you know this from two conversations? How do you know this from two conversations? This is why I be telling everybody that everybody needs to fall back. The judges do not know what they be talking about. You don't understand, bro. Stop coming to my channel telling me dumb shit, bro. If you're a judge and you are not privy to a private investigation, meaning the facts of the case are sealed, you cannot give an impartial opinion on the case because you have not seen the sealed files. This is what's going on with Tatum and all these other people. Tatum don't came out here. He's not privy to none of the files because the case is sealed. This is the reason why Nolan Wells' family's out here crying for transparency, because they can't even see the information that the state got, fool. So if they can't see it, how can Tatum, any judge, anybody see it? Sit down and shut up. What is wrong with you people? This is why I told y'all when Tatum said, yeah, I talked to them boys and they all was his friends. How does he know that? I told y'all this 1,000 times on this channel. Don't nobody on YouTube know none of these people. Now he's probably gonna get a lawsuit. And they're talking about suing his ass. This is what I tell you. If you are not official on this case and have information privy, listen, this is why you have Nolan Wells' parents begging and crying for transparency, because they don't know what the hell the state is doing in this case. Why? Because the state's case is sealed until it's sent to the grand jury. That's why they had their guy out today who said, we're trying to share information, but we're not getting any information from them. Why? Because if the family can't get information, how the fuck can Tatum get information? How can Tatum? That's why I told y'all, Tatum, if Tatum was working with somebody on the inside, that whole department is over with. And the parents could sue them for $500 million because they revealed confidential information if that was the case. Tatum came out capping like a lot of people are doing, don't know what the hell they talking about. This is when I knew he was playing games, when he said, yeah, you know, and I talked to him and they were all his friends. Their whole town support. Nigga, you don't know that they're his friends? From two conversations, this is why I be trying to tell y'all, people don't want to shut their mouth and let the case play out. This is why I be trying to tell y'all this. This is why people, this dude's gonna catch you. So Tatum, he basically was called out for misrepresenting the facts on the Nolan Well investigation during that Nancy Grace segment. And Nancy Grace, she still ain't got over to me what she said about Carmelo Anthony and her and Megyn Kelly. So Nancy Grace don't fool me. She fool y'all niggas, she don't fool me. So like I said, because Nancy Grace is privy to the new information that the Metcalf twins were racist, and she still didn't come out and print a retraction, period. Now let's get back to it. So Tatum, basically, he misrepresented the facts of the Nolan Well investigation during that segment with Nancy Grace. Basically, what happened was, during the live segment, Nancy Grace had challenged him, after he claimed the young men with Nolan Wells on Horn Island had taken lie detector tests. And when he was pressed on specific information, it was revealed that they had not taken a polygraph test, leading to accusations that he lied on air to defend those boys, right? Which is why I told y'all, anybody listen to my video, I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm not coming out here to play no games and to acquiesce to a motherfucker. I'm telling y'all the true facts. When Tatum came out and said, everybody listen to my video, know I said this from the first time he came out. When Tatum came out and said that I talked to those boys, those are his friends. How the fuck you know from talking to him 2 times those are his friends? What in the blue hell is wrong with you, son? You think you can talk to people 2 times and now I know they friends? I told y'all, I talked to people 2 times and they serial killers. They got 3, 4, 5 bodies. They nice to me, but that don't mean that they good people. So Tatum saying that, he already showed his hand, period. He showed that he is not impartial. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So anybody that act like they can speak on a case that's sealed when the parents are crying because they can't get information in a sealed case, how the hell can anybody else come out here talking about what happened? Tatum messed up big, and he know he fucked up big. So anyways, Tatum claimed that he reviewed the photos, phone records, and the CTO videos showing Nolan alive on the boat and on an island. However, the viewers and everybody else quickly countered that enhanced photos and audio recordings did not support his narrative, right? Leading to that whole social media backlash y'all seeing going against this dude right now, right? So Ben Crump and the Wells family publicly disputed that narrative that Tatum was presenting. They pointed out severe inconsistencies regarding deleted Snapchat accounts and text messages on Nolan's phone, which Tatum minimized. So basically, Tatum have come out and responded to this, right? By doubling down on his reporting and aggressively defending that he's neutral. So he basically trying to say that regarding the lie detector thing, or the blunder that was caught by Nancy Grace, that he's saying that he was relying on statements given to him by his interviewees and sources. This is the thing. What the hell are you talking about? This is why I keep trying to tell y'all. A lot of people are going to get sued on both sides. This man is listening to people that gave him interviews, and he don't even know if they're being used in the investigation. He don't know if they're credible or not. Tatum came on the internet and said, yeah, I talked to those boys. They all love him. They his friends. Nigga, how you know that? Y'all don't know any of these people. You don't know Nolan. You don't know any of those boys. You talk to a person 2 times, that don't mean you know them. Period. So for him to say that, I already knew what time it was that he was fishing. And he don't messed up because guess what? That is not already been debunked. That is not in the official casework. And the boy Bart, who's suing that girl, he didn't even say he took a lie detector's test. He said he was questioned, gave up his phone information, gave up his GPS information, and he answered all the questions. He never said he took a lie detector's test. That's Bart. So Tatum coming out saying this, let y'all know what time it is. That's why I told y'all, and a lot of people are doing this type of shit what Tatum's doing on both sides. They need to sit down and wait. This is the reason why the family is crying for information. Even the family cannot get information from the state because the information is sealed. That's crazy. That they want, because normally, I'm going to tell you why. During an investigation, you guys, normally, when the police department is working with the family to find out what happened, they are informing the family along the way of updates they have in hopes that the family will keep things under wraps. The fact that they have not been doing this and keeping this under wraps is what is making the family explode. Because the family's like, yo, we're his family. How can't you tell us? But the police department, the reason why they won't let it go is because they know the family have their own investigation. right? So they don't want to give information and think the family's going to go bust them out and put it online. This is the true reason why they're trying to withhold it until they give it to that grand jury. So Tatum coming out saying the shit he said, he's doing the same thing these liars are doing on the internet. Don't none of these people got G5 classification. None of them. None of these mofos got G14 classification. All you had to do was, I would have cooked Tatum in 1 minute. I would have asked Tatum, are you privy to the information that has been collected in this case by the authorities? If he would have said yes, I'd have called him a damn liar and exposed him online. Because if that's the case, the entire police department would be exposed, they'd be investigated, and they'd be sued and prosecuted criminally. Because it's illegal to leak private investigative material to outside entities not involved in the case. That's why I keep telling y'all, anybody who speak on that, they're not talking all facts because they don't have them. The family is asking for answers. So Tatum asked, going out here, I told y'all this 10 times in the last 20 videos. I said, bro, Tatum's running around here saying that those are good boys and he know those boys all love Nolan. I said, bro, I'm not calling any of these boys a murderer, but can you come on the internet and say these are good dudes and they all love Nolan when you talk to them 2 times in life? So because you went down there and talked to them for 1 or 2 days, now all of a sudden you made the determination that they're good kids. Get out of here, bro. This is the same thing I'm telling everybody else. Nobody, listen, this case is different than a lot of other cases. You know why? Because they're not leaking out the information like they normally would to the family, right? With the process of trying to find what happened. They're keeping it under wraps. So if Tatum came out and he said somebody in the department told me, the parents got like a $500 million lawsuit. And everybody in that department is going to get fired. Period. You understand what I'm saying? I said it's his dad. It is his father. That's his biological father. What the hell is you talking about? Why do you keep coming in here lying? That is his biological father. Y'all, what the hell is wrong with you? I said he was a dad and he's not. Elmore Walmsley is the biological father of Nolan. What in the blue hell is wrong with you? They got 6 kids together, 2 set of twins. What's wrong with you? This is the same way y'all say that the mama's not half black. When that's the daddy right there. The daddy's black. The mama is Filipino. The daddy is a former military serviceman. And so now you can understand, you can put it together. You don't come in here talking about that's not his stepdad. Get out of here, that's not his dad, that's his daddy. What in the hell is wrong with you people? This is why I be trying to tell y'all on social media. Social media is disgusting. That is that boy's father. And y'all keep coming in here and listening to these buffoons on the internet lie and put out misinformation. That Nolan is his biological son. This man don't had all his kids with that lady. Everybody keeps saying, well, why is the last name Wells and not Walmsley? Because she wanted to keep the Wells family alive. Period. Right? They're lying. Hold on. I'm telling you this right now. I don't think y'all understand this, right? Right? Let me put this on the screen for you. I need y'all to understand this, bro. I don't know what's wrong with people, man. Right? I don't know why people love to just push lies on the internet, bro. I'm sad, bro. Y'all have worn me out, man. Because somebody come on the internet and tell the truth, man, and y'all let these people come lie, bro. This shit is demoralizing, man. That's that man's son, bro. Biological, bro. Y'all would come on the internet and just lie. Elmore Walmsley Sr. is Nolan Wells' biological father, right? Biological and real father. Family details. I told y'all this. Nolan went by his mother's maiden name, Wells, because she chose to give him her last name to preserve her family's legacy. Nolan's parents are Christine and Elmore Walmsley, right? According to family obituaries, Nolan has 5 siblings, including his younger brother, Elmore Walmsley Jr., whom he shared a close bond over playing football. What is wrong with these people, bro? It's seriously something wrong. It's something wrong with Tatum, and it's something wrong with a lot of you other people, man. It is disgusting that you guys would come out here and say these things. I've seen these people saying this shit the whole time. I told y'all, I only care about the truth, and that's it. The truth is always gonna set you free, not something somebody say on YouTube. When I came in here and I told y'all that the mama's half black and these motherfuckers was talking shit, lying, I had proof. I had proof of who her daddy was. Period. I had proof of who her father was. That's her father right there. That's her father right there. Stop lying on these people, man. On both, y'all stop lying, man. That's her father. Her father is black from Mississippi. Her mother is Filipino. She's half black, half Filipino. The daddy is black. Look at him on the right hand of the screen. That's the daddy with Nolan. I marked out the pictures because they're youngins. Stop telling these lies on the internet. That ain't his real daddy. Stop lying. What the hell is wrong with people? I don't know what world we live in. Y'all get mad when a nigga come on the internet and just tell the truth. I don't have to play no side. I can tell the truth. It will set and keep everybody free. To the person who said I'm making this up, I'm not making this up. What the blue hell is wrong with you? You're blocked. I'm not arguing with you no more. You're blocked. You're blocked. You're blocked. You're blocked. I'm blocking your ass. You out of here. You're blocked. No other question about it. You're blocked. You're blocked. I came in here and told y'all, listen to the last 5 days. I told y'all when Tatum first came out and he said that I talked to them boys, those are his friends, they cared about him. I said this nigga's a liar. He full of shit. How can Tatum come out? I want y'all to really think about this, right? Do you know anybody on this world that you know that you've only talked to 2 times? Ladies and gentlemen, it's people that you have married before that you didn't know. You know when you learned about them? When you moved in a house with them. Maybe 1 or 2 years later. After y'all got married, then you start to find out who this person really is. Tatum tried to tell y'all after talking to these boys 2 times that they all good people. And how the hell do you know this? He literally went on the internet and said that. I told y'all that the other day. Period. To the person who said they grew up together, you don't think they're friends. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, how can Tatum, who doesn't know nobody in this case, neither do us, come in here and say, yo, those were his friends. They really cared about him. How the fuck do he know that? Because a real friend, would they have went and told Tatum that, yo, somebody, they dealt and gave that boy some DRUGSs, or would they went and told the mom and daddy? A real friend would have went right up to the mom and daddy and would have went to the mom and daddy first and said, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Wells, I'm so-and-so. I'm going to tell you guys, somebody had went up to him and did this and gave them all the information. How the fuck they give it to Tatum before they give it to the parents? You got the parents on TV crying for information, but somehow Tatum goes down there, don't know nobody, and getting all this information. Stop it. Stop it. If that's my friend, and they say, oh, he spent the night with me sometimes at my crib. Okay, cool. So you got his phone and his keys. He don't come home. He don't come back the next day to get his phone or his keys. Wouldn't you be the first one to go to his parents and say, hey, man, hey, wouldn't everybody be asking where the hell is Nolan at? Think about that. If that's your friend, that's why I said when Tatum said that, listen to every video I put out when I talked about Tatum. He's doing the same shit these people on YouTube are doing. They're lying. They don't know nothing about none of these people. Nobody on YouTube, including myself, can give an accurate description of what happened until we see the unsealed documents. We don't know who the police are investigating because the case is sealed. We don't know where their investigation is going. We literally saw the same thing happen with Celeste and David. Everybody was on the internet saying, yo, man, the police department full of shit. Because they're going to let him do that girl like that. He going to get away with murder, man. They don't know what they're doing. Because they didn't give you the information you wanted when you wanted it. Then when they announced that they were charging him with murder, people came out and said, oh, I think this shit is weak. He's going to beat it. Now, since they revealed all the information they had, everybody shut up. You don't see no more videos criticizing what they did. That's why I told everybody, people need to relax and just wait. Because when Ben Crump get all his information and he match it with whatever information they got to put out, then that's what we're going to see who they looking at. Because right now, to be honest, we don't know who they looking at. I told y'all all watching this video, they could be looking at somebody completely different that was there. Think about what I said. It wasn't just 5 people, 7 people, 10 people out there. It was damn near 300-400 people out there. You know how long it takes to find a lot of people that was out there and do investigation? Do you know how long it takes to interrogate 300-400 and find how many people was out there? They have to interrogate question every person that was out there. They will have to go try to find every person. That means asking people, hey, who was out there with you? Who was out there? Then calling them downtown. That shit ain't going to happen overnight. The problem is, here's the problem. The problem is in most murder or false, any kind of death investigation, whether it's murder, wrongful death, anything investigation, the police department are lockstep with the parents. So they're normally feeding the parents information and the parents are keeping it private. The problem is the parents aren't getting any information. That's why they wilding out. So people were saying, oh man, what the hell wrong with these parents? Would you not be mad if 27 days passed and they didn't tell you what the hell was going on? At least the mother and the father would be at peace if they called them down there and say, hey, come in here. We're going to tell y'all what we know right now, but y'all can't tell nobody. I'm pretty sure Ben Crump and them would respect that. I'm pretty sure that Ben Crump and them would respect that. Right? And say, okay, cool. We ain't gonna talk, we ain't gonna tell what y'all got right now. But the fact that they not getting nothing, that's the problem. That's why the mama and them on TV crying, talking about they need any kind of information. Then the people came online about the mama said she was laughing. Oh yeah, man, she was laughing, man. She laughing all the way to the bank. Oh, Weevy Wonder. And y'all listen to these people. I think I heard word on the street is then when I come in here and tell y'all the truth that these motherfuckers gonna get their draw suit off for lying, y'all get mad at me. Now Tatum's in the twist. Tatum's in the twist. Tatum went on Nancy Grace. Tatum is down bad right now. He went on Nancy Grace and said that shit. He is down bad. Tatum has opened himself up. I don't think he know how bad he's opened himself up. And then during the live segment, right, when she challenged Tatum, right, Tatum gonna come out and claim, right, bro, this dude Tatum is, bro, Tatum He gonna say he was relying on statements given to him by his interviewees and sources. What sources? This is why I be telling y'all you can't come on the internet and say anything. Reveal your sources, Tatum. Think about this, y'all. Tatum say he got a name, right? And he say, I'm gonna get a name to the police. Why not give it to the fucking parents? Why not get a name to the parents and the police? Why not give it to the parents and the police? Why not, Tatum? Think about what I'm saying to y'all. Why not get a name to the parents and the police? Right? Think about this. So he said he was relying on statements that was given to him by his So you're listening to one side, Tatum. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all. You can't just lean on one side on this case. Tatum's not even listening to another side because he's going off his interviewees. Did he interview the parents? Did Tatum interview the parents? Why would he need to interview the parents, Ticket? Because the parents were directly involved. They were the ones who went and got the phone and the keys. Wouldn't that information be pertinent to Tatum's investigation? Then he said that rather than personal knowledge. And he maintained that he was simply conveying what the boys had told him. So you going off with somebody that you don't know told you. Game over. They gonna sue his draws off. Right? And then Tatum went on to Katie Pavlich tonight and speaking with the TMZ in the know, and he gonna strongly reject the accusations that he was pushing a scripted narrative or acting as a mouthpiece for local influential families. And he asserted that he had no prior relationship with Nolan's friend Warren Hudson or Warren's mother, who's a local judge, before they reached out to him. He argued it was only natural for people facing heavy public allegations to seek out a platform they trust to present. Why would they trust you, Tatum? Why would they trust you? This is why I be telling everybody on YouTube, man. Then, right, when Nolan Wells' daddy, his real daddy, right there on your screen, went on Chris Cuomo's show, and the family did not recognize Tristan. And let me say this to people too. They're demonizing the family, and they are trying to destroy the family. I saw all those comments on TMZ in the comment section. Go to TMZ after this, y'all, and look at that video. I'm looking at article on TMZ. TMZ did an article. The comments are racist and and they're gonna tell y'all this is not racist. Them comments was racist and a mofo and disgusting because what the parents did was they said they didn't know Tristan. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. That doesn't mean that the parents have bad intentions. Do people? I swear to God, we live in the world. I swear, bro, we live in a world where people don't have common sense, man. The common sense is not common to have. Let me tell y'all something. Everybody's listening to this video. How many friends y'all had sometimes that y'all parents didn't know? I had people that I hung out with a lot that my parents never really met. I didn't have all my friends come over to my house and my parents met them. Some of my friends, my parents never met. They might have seen them 1 or 2 times, that's it. So people demonizing the parents because they said, oh, well, we ain't really know him as a friend. They might not have. That might be the truth. Period. So how can you demonize the parents for telling their truth? That's crazy to me, bro. That is insane to me, bro. Right? So I got a whole bunch of people that I was cool with that my parents never met. These guys was never at my crib all the time. You know why? Because I wasn't at home all the time. I was out at basketball practice. Nolan's the athlete. So Nolan's out at football practice doing activities. He probably ain't at home all the time. So it would make sense if the parents didn't know all of his close friends, right? So Tatum gonna go at the parents talking about that the friend has shown him private photos of them together at the prom and was visibly emotional off camera, arguing that the parents don't know. Why is Tatum doing that? If Tatum knew anything about being smart, he would understand the dynamics of kids having friends that parents don't know. So why attack the parents for telling their truth? Why? Because Tatum, we see what it is with you, bro. Hey, listen, bro. Y'all know me. I'm just gonna tell. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I told y'all this. I might not say everything y'all like me to say. I'm gonna tell the truth, straight up, bro. And it is what it is. And then Tatum came out and he was criticized, right? He criticized Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, people who've been out here in the field. I don't give a F what you think about Ben Crump and Al Sharpton. Ben Crump had results. This is why I told everybody, we need to all sit down and shut up. We have a person in Ben Crump that's on the case. Ben Crump is the modern day Johnny Cochran. He on the case. We've seen Ben Crump turn these things around multiple times. I've told y'all this. If it wasn't for Ben Crump, Trayvon Martin's case don't even go to trial. It's not even what you call it. Don't even go to a trial. If it wasn't for Ben Crump, I want you to think about that. If it wasn't for Ben Crump, the Trayvon Martin case, there is no case. Think about what I just said. Then you think about all the other cases that Ben Crump has stepped up in and brought attention to, and they've actually been fruitful. The information he's had multiple cases. He's had a case in Mississippi where they had to overturn what they had previously reported. The boy in 2022, I already told y'all this. What his name was, Raheem Carter? I told y'all. Go back and look. They said that boy had an accidental death. Ben Crump came and got involved in Mississippi. Ben Crump came and got involved and found out that they found that boy dome away from his body. And they said the police tried to say, hey man, they tried to say the police said it was an animal. But when they exhumed the body of that boy, Raheem, Ben Crump came in with his own investigators. What they did was they exhumed his body and had an independent autopsy. And the independent autopsy found out that boy was murdered. And his dome piece was severed. Spinal cord severed. That's why I told y'all, I don't be worried about none of these people on the internet. Ben Crump, I trust him because he is not, he knows what he's doing. If you look at his history, he has a number of these type of cases. All y'all have to do is look in the case. That's why I be telling people don't understand. When they come on the internet and say dumb shit, you guys are really putting Ben Crump's investigation into a bad place. And here's the reason why. Because, for example, this boy family right here is trying to sue Ben Crump now. They think they can sue Ben Crump for what somebody else on the internet said. Because they're trying to say that Ben Crump is inciting people on YouTube to say there was a murder. And Ben Crump has never said there was a murder. Ben Crump has only said, we want justice for Nolan Wells. The parents do not like what happened in Mississippi with the answer they got to their son's death. They don't accept that answer, and we want an independent investigation. What did he say that was wrong? Not only that, think about this, y'all. If they would have just said it was an accidental death, it's been a whole lot of speculation that's out here since that accidental death. And Tatum himself came out talking about they told me the name of a dude who was doing this. So that lets you know right there. See what I'm saying? So the father of of the boy Warren is now coming out talking about he gonna sue Ben Crump because he said, in my opinion, Ben Crump slandered and falsely accused my son. You a liar. He did not slander and falsely accuse your son. Ben Crump has not accused anyone of anything. In fact, Ben Crump is a very intelligent, smart lawyer. Ben Crump said, we want the truth, whether it convicts or exonerates anybody. This is exactly what he said. Ben Crump cannot control if a buffoon, a Weavy Wonder on YouTube comes and says somebody murdered somebody, because Ben Crump did not even have anything of pushing that narrative. He didn't. Ben Crump has not incited racism. He has never said, hey, y'all go do this. In fact, him nor the parents, the mama got up there on the stand and said, y'all, if y'all gonna protest, do it in peace. So the daddy and them putting out this type as cap. And if he try to sue Ben Crump, he's gonna waste his money. He's not gonna be able to sue Ben Crump for defamation. He's gonna waste his money because Ben Crump never defamed his son. He never came out and said, hey, your son did this, or they did this to that boy. He never said that. He's always said, we don't know what happened. We just want to know the truth. And we don't trust Mississippi. You cannot be sued for him saying we don't trust Mississippi when Mississippi has a history of racism. And then this is when I knew Tatum was really lying. And I told y'all this the other day. When Tatum tried to say, oh, well, they don't really have racism down there. For the nigga, you said the last 2 decades. I gave you 5 to 10 cases in the last 5 years where racism was involved. And Tatum trying to make it seem like that's way, way back in the day. When we gave you multiple names recently. So again, this is why I told y'all, nobody can say anything that's not involved in that case. That judge who came out running her mouth, she should have been investigated. Because why? She's not allowed as a judge to say, let me tell y'all something. In Mississippi, I told y'all this when we first came out. What's the judge, y'all? Carlos Moore. They ran Carlos Moore. I showed y'all the paperwork on my, y'all lucky ain't on my fucking computer. Carlos Moore, they ran him out of Mississippi because Carlos Moore would not shut up. He would not just shut up and let anything. Carlos Moore was speaking out on black injustices. And because of that, he got punished and he got stripped of his judgeship. And they ran his ass out of there. How does this lady get to come and speak about a case and she's a sitting judge? She should not be able to say a word. Or she should suffer the same consequences as the judge, Carlos Moore. No question about it. At all. So they're saying they've already pushed for her to be investigated. So that's already happened. They've already filed paperwork to try to have her investigated. Right? So, the family. Now that Tatum has said that, if the family is listening, they can sue Tatum. They legally can sue Brandon Tatum, not Jason Tatum, basketball player. Brandon Tatum. Right? The family, right? They can sue Tatum. But to win a lawsuit, what they need to do is prove that Tatum made false statements of fact rather than just sharing an opinion, meaning Tatum's legal vulnerability stems from specific concrete claims he presented as verified facts. Why is this? Why is this, y'all? We're going to show you now. Right? Telling a national audience that the boys passed lie detector tests when they had not is a demonstrable falsehood. He is in big shit. These are things you need to get sued, and this is right up that alley. The phone and evidence narrative directly asserting that phone logs and CTO videos prove Nolan was alive and left behind willingly. If forensic experts, this is why I told y'all, everybody need to shut the fuck up. If forensic experts being brought in by the family prove that those claims that Tatum made were false or altered, Tatum's quote unquote factual reporting becomes legally actionable. And then I told you guys, there's a public figure versus a private citizen standard. I told y'all the public figure standard is way higher than the private citizen. And guess what? Nolan Wells, his mama and his daddy, they're not like you, Tatum. See, Tatum, the difference between a public citizen and a private citizen, you are a public figure. Why? Because you chose to be in the public eye. This family did not choose to be in the public eye. They're private citizens, and so was Nolan. The only reason why they're in the public eye is because of this case and investigation. Other than that, they would not be public figures. They would be private figures. And so the United States defamation law, man, shows that the legal burden, woo, wait, is lesser for the parents because they are private citizens. Because Nolan Wells was a private citizen. He's an 18-year-old student athlete. He's a private citizen. His family only has to prove negligence from Officer Tatum. What does that mean? That means that he failed to exercise reasonable care in verifying his facts before broadcasting them before millions of people. Also, if the court rules that a viral nature of the case turned Nolan Wells into a limited purpose public figure, right? Right? The family would have to face a little higher hurdle. They would have to prove actual malice, meaning that Tatum knew the statements were false or acted with a reckless disregard for the truth. But Nolan Wells would fall under a private citizen. Why? Because Nolan Wells never asked to be a public citizen. Nolan Wells died. He never asked to be a public citizen. Nolan Wells never asked to be in the public eye. He never asked to be a celebrity. So the fact that he's a public citizen, boy, you in trouble. And then you have what we call defamation per se, you guys. And this is why I told y'all on the internet, even if you say my opinion, even if Tatum was to say allegedly, if Tatum shares bad info and relays it as if, oh, well, this is my opinion, but I'm sharing this with y'all, and it defamed that boy, he's toast. So basically the threat of defamation lawsuits in the case is cut both ways. So while, legal experts note that Tatum could face a lawsuit for protecting potentially guilty parties with false information, which we don't know, right? Right? This is all going to depend on how they rule Nolan Wells as a public or private citizen. And he would have to be a private citizen because he was a private citizen before he died, not public. And he didn't ask for it either. Right? Right? I try to tell y'all this. In the law, it does not see allegedly. You cannot come on the internet and put, oh, well, these claims, I have a warning sign here, and these claims, that shit don't work. That allegedly shit don't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The allegedly shit or not, it doesn't work. Right? I'm showing y'all this. Let me show y'all all this. I want to show y'all this, right? I want to show y'all what I'm talking about. When I say the allegedly stuff does not work, I'm going to show y'all why. If Tatum says it's just my opinion, or if he were to say allegedly, or someone, it doesn't work in the court of law. It doesn't protect him from a defamation lawsuit. If that statement, especially if his statements were doing what some of these other people's statements were doing on the internet, that's why I told everybody, y'all need listen, peep how Ben Crump is talking. I want y'all to peep something. You listen to the words. I'm gonna play this for y'all. I need everybody just to listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the words that Ben Crump uses. Ben Crump, that Negro ain't new to this. He true to this. And I've been telling y'all this. And I'm gonna tell y'all what. I study people. I study people. And I study the words that they use. And Ben Crump, never once. And I said, yeah, Ben Crump is a very educated lawyer. Ben Crump never used racism against the other boys. He never accused any of those other boys of murder. He's never even accused any of those other boys of committing a crime. That's why I told y'all all these YouTubers that are doing that, they're stupid. Because why would you do that and Ben Crump is not doing that? Ben Crump is a civil rights attorney. If Ben Crump had something and it was dead to rights, he would not be afraid to say it because why? It's dead to rights, right? Listen to this, y'all. I want y'all to listen to what he said today. You have to listen to words. Don't get mad at me. Just listen to words, ladies and gentlemen.
Drowned or not. And remember
Listen.
until July 10th to be able to examine his body. And at that time, we know the airways and the lungs had already been dissected and so forth. So we can't tell if there was the presence of water or not. That would suggest whether he drowned or not. And remember what Dr. Roger Mitchell said in his autopsy. President Mario, he talked about the fact that to say he drowned does not draw the conclusions of what happened to Nolan Wells. He said it is equally important to know at what condition was Nolan Wells' body when he went into the water. Was he conscious or was he unconscious? Was he forced into the water or did he go unforced into the water? He said all of these things are very important. And so we're dotting I's and crossing T's. We are focused on getting to the truth.
See, he never called anybody a murderer. This is why all these people are liars. That boy's daddy and them, they're lying. He never called any of those boys murderers. He never insinuated that. It's these buffoons that's running around here on YouTube that's using information that they don't even know that's in the case. And the family, they're trying to blame Ben Crump for this, saying, oh, you're inciting this. No, he's not. Ben Crump set up, Ben Crump knows how to talk. And he didn't in any way, shape, or form start a riot, create a riot, or tell anybody that anybody murdered that boy. Listen to his words.
And we stand for the truth. Me and everybody on my legal team stand for the truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates.
Period. So when I come on the internet and say the same thing, how the fuck can y'all get mad at me? And I'm saying the same thing Ben Crump saying. I just want to know the truth. I don't care about this back and forth. I don't care about none of that shit. I just want to know what the truth of what happened. And what I'm not going to do is slander somebody, and I don't know the truth. I don't know these people. So that's why I said Tatum cannot come on the internet and run his mouth like, oh, yeah, man, I talked to them. They some good boys. Nigga, how do you know? You don't know those boys. You talking to them for 2 days don't mean shit. You ain't come up with them in the box. So what is you talking about? So somebody says today, Ben Crump has been saying this the whole time. Ben Crump has never accused anyone of murder. Go listen to every press conference he had. He's never even insinuated that. Ever. The only thing he said is, when he talked about race, is if it were 3 black dudes and 1 white dude, or 4 black dudes and a white dude, and the white dude came up dead and the black boys came home and didn't say nothing. Do you think that this case would have ended the way it ended? What he said was not outside the realm of truth. And everybody know that. Everybody know that. So when people say, how did he die? We don't know. That's the thing. No, Tatum doesn't know. So for Tatum, right, to say that's why I tell y'all, anybody talking about, oh, they talking something pertinent to the case, is bullshit. They don't have the facts because the case file is sealed. That's why the parents are on the internet crying, because they're not even giving the parents the information they got. They could easily come out in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and give the details to the grand jury, and the grand jury make charges. But until then, we don't know. But the problem is that in normal investigations, the police department works with the family, and they will give the family updates and tell the family, hey man, don't y'all say nothing. But the fact that the family wasn't getting that, I'm telling y'all this right now, right? Peep what I'm saying to y'all, right? I'm trying to tell y'all what I'm saying to y'all, man. And everybody's in here listening. This is the reason, this is another reason why I was so cautious. Because this case could take a whole nother turn. I'm talking about a deep turn once that toxicology come back. And the reason why I say that is because we all need to find what was in Nolan's system. See, if we can find anything that was in Nolan's system, now we can do the track work to figure out, well, if that is something was in his system, how did it get there? Who could have potentially gave that? That's why I told y'all, when Tatum said that them boys gave him a name, nigga, how is they Nolan's friends and they gave you a name before they gave his mama and daddy? How? Tatum said that they gave him a name. I'm gonna give that name to the police department, and if it doesn't interfere with the investigation, I'm gonna tell y'all, nigga, no, you not. You a cop. You know good and well if you give that name to the cops, you can't talk. No, you can't. They won't let you mention that because it would destroy a part of their investigation. So Tatum, no, he capping. But if those were Nolan's friends, why they tell you? Why they tell you, dog? Why they tell you? I'm telling everybody on the internet, y'all have to understand one thing. Stop making these threatening videos, bro. The people have already, folks are not, they not playing with y'all. They don't already turn this into an FBI investigation and federal crimes. I'm telling y'all this. I'm warning everybody watching this video. Please stop doing it. Let's wait until we get the information. Once we know what's up, it's go time. But until we have that information, ladies and gentlemen, please stop. Because I told y'all from the paperwork that they put out to the first girl, they went after the white girl started talking shit. They went right after her first. And they told y'all right here that they've already got the FBI involved. Didn't I tell y'all they're going to be arresting these people? If you came on YouTube and said that Bart M-worded anybody, the FBI can come arrest you. You know why? Because Bart got a death threat. So that's called federal cyber stalking. They don't went to the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office. And guess what, y'all? Every video that any YouTube or any content creator made, that they made any of those type of claims, allegations, or opinions, they can face up to 5 years in federal prison for each video. This is the part people don't know. I be trying to tell y'all this. So now they saying they already arrested somebody. They're saying they already arrested somebody right now. I be trying to tell y'all this. Right? People don't be want to listen. People don't be want to listen. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, they've already made an arrest. They've already made an arrest, you guys. They've made an arrest right now. Breaking news. They've made an arrest. I told y'all this. These mofos don't listen to me on YouTube. When I tell y'all stuff, bro, I don't be coming in here saying this stuff just to be telling y'all, bro. I come in here and I try to tell y'all the honest to God truth, man. Because I don't want to see it. And people think, oh, Tiki, you just hating. No, I'm not, nigga. They just arrested a nigga in Cali right now. They just arrested a nigga in Cali right now for this shit. The feds. They just ran down on him and arrested his ass. Y'all niggas thought I was joking when I said this. They're going to come out there and arrest YouTube content creators. I've already told you how they're going to do this. Because they turn this into a federal case because based off the videos that people are making, somebody threatened to kill that boy and they have a credible threat that came in. So they, no, not arrested for defamation. They're arrested for cyber stalking. And I'm gonna tell you what else they got arrested for. Cyber stalking, interstate transmission of a threatening communication. Right? Straight up. I told y'all this. Federal cyber stalking. The person who got arrested, I'm finna come do a video about it right now. He's a content creator. I try to tell these niggas don't want to listen to me. I'm finna do a whole video right now and tell y'all about who just got arrested. It's a content creator. Y'all niggas thought I was playing when I told y'all this shit. Stop doing that, bro. Because if somebody get whacked, guess what? Let me tell y'all this right now. If one of them boys get whacked, anybody who came on the internet and said, hey man, so-and-so committed a murder, guess what? You're an accessory and you can face life in prison. If they get attacked and beat, you'll face 10 years for each video that you made any of those claims in. You guys are not listening. Ma'am, they're going to present the case to the grand jury when they're finished. Trust me. They got all the pressure on them to do it. They got to do it. They got to do it. I told y'all this, though. Y'all niggas don't want to listen. And y'all think it's a game. And when I come in here and tell y'all that these truths, everybody get mad at me. When I speak the truth, I don't be trying to come in here and play no games. And I'll be telling y'all this because people, all that word on the street is, and I think I heard I said, that shit ain't working no more. They locking motherfuckers up over this. I know, bro, listen, I'm about to tell you who the creator is now. So social media creator. I'm about to tell you who it is right now. I'm about to tell you who it is in just a second. Right? Right? Hold on. I'm gonna tell you who it is. Matter of fact, we're gonna do a video about it right now. We're gonna do a video about it right now. We're gonna do a video. I'm trying to tell people, man, these mofos be thinking I just be coming on here and saying anything, bro. I don't. I try to tell y'all. This is why y'all, all y'all that made it, y'all need to shut that shit down. And I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. They've been doing this for a week. They've been having lawyers in numerous states teaming up with private investigators to screenshot all of these YouTube channels that have been accusing this boy Bart of murder. Anybody who's been saying allegedly or my opinion he did this, they have been screenshotting. They've got private investigators to find your name and your personal information, and they are filing federal FBI police reports. They're coming after the social media accounts to shut them down, and they're prosecuting you legally. That's why the lawyer said he don't even care if you ain't got no money. They coming to lock you up and shut you down. Because when he gets a death threat, it turns into a federal crime because of why? It's an international situation. When you tell people this, mofos act like, oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Y'all niggas just don't want to listen. Y'all be thinking somebody just be coming on here, telling y'all anything. You know what I'm saying? Right? 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 So, I'm finna show y'all right now. Hold on. I'm finna show y'all right now. Hold on right now. I'm finna show y'all right now. All right. We're going to get this right here. All right, you guys. Salute to everybody that's tapped in. Appreciate all of y'all that's joining the stream, man. And, you know, like I said, these fools come on here and they get mad at somebody that's educated and know what they're talking about. Sometimes you have to move smarter. Sometimes you have to move and be smarter how you move and not just come on here and say anything when nobody's been charged. I try to tell y'all this. Y'all think I was joking when I said this. Now, to everybody that's in the chat room, and salute to whoever just sent me the $200 donation in the Cash App. I appreciate it. Hey, Ernest, salute to you with a $200 donation in the Cash App, bro. I appreciate that, homie. Salute. Much love to you. I appreciate it, dog. And everybody else that support my channel, man, salute to y'all too. I be trying to tell people, these mofos be coming on the internet. So now let's get into it, you guys. Let's get into it right now. Let me do this for you guys right now. All right, let me do this for you guys. I'm gonna put this right here for y'all. All right, that way you guys can see what I'm talking about right now. Hold on, let me put this in here right now for you guys. Sorry to bother you. Hold on. Let me see. Let me put this right here. All right. So everybody look in the comment section right now. Everybody look in the live comment section right now. If you guys all look in the live comment section right now, I've put a message in the comment section right there. It says live link to video right here. Click that link right there. Click that link right there, you guys. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly who the content creator is and all the information right now. We're going over to that live link right there. Click that link that's pinned in the chat. You'll see it right there pinned in the live chat. Come over there right now, and I'm going to tell y'all exactly what happened. Let's go.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula